No more paid partnerships, no more paid promotions, no more invites. The new UK rules centered around the promotion of high fat, high sugar, high salt foods is going to have a big impact on food content creators, myself included. Hey kit lovers, happy new year. Not starting the new year with the most positive news, especially if you're a food content creator, but this is something that needs to get out because I don't think a lot of food content creators know about it. So from the 5th of January, the government have introduced new rules around the promotion of high fat, high sugar, high salt foods. The background to this is that the government are worried about the rising obesity amongst children. What they say is that 1 in 10 reception children are obese and 1 in 5 children have tooth decay, which is quite a worrying issue. They're worried about the future impact on the NHS, which obviously, the NHS is already stretched. So they've decided to bring in these rules about the promotion of high fat, high sugar foods. So in terms of television, there's a ban on promotion of those foods between 5:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. But, and this is where it affects us food content creators, specifically, of course, if you promote these foods, there's a complete ban on paid online advertising of these foods. Now, like I said, it's not only just going to affect content creators, but it's also going to affect businesses as well that produce this food who do use content creators, especially content creators that have quite a high reach and have a really big audience. Here is a list of the foods that are included in the ban. Now, I don't know if there's a list that's going to be sort of more in depth because some of the categories here are a bit vague. I mean, it's interesting that pizza is there by itself, but then it talks about main meals and sandwiches, and I'm like, okay, but main meals, what does that mean? Does that mean like a junk food main meal like a McDonald's, or does that mean like ready-made meals that you can get from supermarkets, which personally I don't really like? Things like pot noodles and that, what does that mean? It's very vague, but I suppose because salad can come under a main meal and salad's healthy, right? Well, maybe not all salads are healthy. I don't know. It's very vague. It's going to be interesting to see how it's policed and how food content creators and businesses navigate this. So what does this mean for producers of these foods? Well, it means that, as I've already stated, you can no longer do any paid online advertising on these foods. And this also includes, because obviously I've been reading up on this, things like sponsored posts and paid promotions on Instagram and TikTok. Because on my feed, I see a lot of these companies who produce these foods, paid promotions and sponsored posts. That is all out. You can no longer do that. What you can do is, if you have your own website, you can talk about these foods. If you have your own social media channels, you can talk about these foods, but you cannot engage in any paid advertising on any social media channel. I should include YouTube as well. So this could potentially have quite a big impact. And I think companies who produce these foods, and it's not just like manufacturers, I'm talking about like restaurants as well. Restaurants who fast food restaurants, dessert restaurants. It affects a lot of people. They can no longer do paid online advertising. The impact of food content creators, as I've already said, if you're a food content creator and most of your content is promoting high fat, high sugar foods, no more paid partnerships, no more paid collaborations. It also includes invites as well. And I know there's some food content creators that have made a big got a big following with promoting these foods. I don't know in terms of paid partnerships and that how much money they've made, but you can no longer do this. Now the thing is, as with all rules, there's opportunity for exploitation. I know of content creators, and this is across all categories, who have done maybe paid post invites and they don't declare it. You're supposed to, any invite, any paid partnership, any paid promotion under the ASA rules, you have to declare it. And I know there's people who don't, and I'm just wondering, how strict are the ASA? Because the ASA are the ones that are going to be policing this whole thing. So if they find out that you as a content creator have done a video about a type of food and it was paid, there could be serious repercussions. But it's about, have they got the energy to be doing this? How strict are they going to be? I'm not encouraging content creators to flout the rules, absolutely not, because I definitely won't be. But I'm just like, how much are they going to enforce it? It'll be quite interesting to see. So what can you do as a food content creator of these foods? You can do organic posts. So organic posts means, like most of my posts are organic. I have gone to the supermarket. I've bought a new packet of newly released Jaffa Cakes flavour, and I'm doing a review. That's what they call organic, because no one's paid you for it. You've gone out yourself and bought it yourself and you're doing a review. And most of my posts are organic. The majority of them, I would say, are organic. But if this is something that you do full time and you rely heavily on income from promoting these foods, you're going to have to like really look at your your content, your strategy, and see what you can do, what you can do. Like some people might have to completely change their whole, the whole nature of their kind of business, because it's like, well, I know there was a content creator, I don't know if he's still around, whose thing was reviewing burgers. That's out. The only way you can maybe get around it is if there is like a healthy burger, a low fat burger. There may be a way around it, but how many low fat healthy burgers are there for you to review if your main thing is reviewing burgers? That your thing is completely wiped out. This is what I mean. This is a really, really, really big thing. So ways to get around it. What they say is that you can do promotion about the business in general. So if McDonald's want you to kind of talk about McDonald's and the business of McDonald's, that's something that you can do, but you cannot specifically talk about the foods that they make. So I don't know how you would do that, but that is something that is allowed. Also things like, because I was looking at this for myself, things like merchandising. There's a lot of cake companies that have like, tote bags, clothing, and they don't actually have a picture of any of their foods. That's another idea. So there are ways around it, but you're going to have to get creative with it. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is too much? Do you think the government shouldn't be doing this? I mean, the government has responsibility for the health and well-being of their citizens. And what do you think about the impact it will have on some content creators? I know there's this whole rhetoric about content creators and influencers, who they think they are, blah 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 blah. But for a lot of people, this is their livelihood, this is their full-time gig, and now it's kind of been completely taken away from them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, Kate lovers.